Palantir just snapped, and almost no one is talking about it. While the AI sector is printing all-time highs, Palantir just broke its 200-day moving average, closing down 11% this month, and nearly 20% this quarter. And here's what makes it terrifying. This collapse is happening 4 days before what may be the most important earnings report in Palantir's history. Is this the moment that valuation bubble finally burst, or a last gift entry before the next AI-like hire? Today we're exposing the Agentic AI thesis, the DHA's controversy, and the $10 billion contract that Wall Street is quietly pricing in. Now, many investors have been asking me why Palantir has been down more than 20% over the past quarter. And if we closely analyze the damage, we've officially broken down the $170 support level, which is a 200-day moving average. And additionally, we have valuation sensitivity with the forward PE of 151 and price to sales of 111. A lot of analysts are pricing this very highly. And the market doesn't just want good news, it wants impossible news. The current technical oscillators like the RSI at 24 show that the stock is deeply oversold. Historically, when Palantir hits these levels, we see a violent bounce, but the MACD is still signaling a sell. The line in the sand is a level of $150, and if that fails, $137 is the next stop. But I really want to talk about the agentic supercycle that is going on in Palantir. Right? You may be asking yourself, well, what is the business actually doing to justify these high prices? Well, simply they've moved past the chatbot era. In early 2026, Palantir rolled out agentic AI hives. Unlike a chatbot that just talks to you, these are autonomous agents that live inside a company's ontology. They don't just suggest a supply chain fix, they execute it. We're seeing companies like Fujitsu and HD Hyundai sign massive new licensing deals this month, especially for these agentic capabilities. And looking at the efficiency, Palantir is now using AI forward deployment engineers, as these are AI agents that automate the work of human software engineers. This allowed them to hit a record 51% adjusted operating margin last quarter, and they've reached a level of capital efficiency that most SaaS companies can only dream of. We also have to consider the $10 billion floor. Now, with everyone worried about the commercial bubble, we can't forget the defense floor. In late 2025, the U.S. Army awarded Palantir a staggering $10 billion enterprise agreement over 10 years. It's not just a simple contract, it's official consolidation of Palantir's business. The Army is folding 75 different software contracts into one single Palantir platform, but the news leads to February 2nd. The Zacks consensus is at $1.35 billion in revenue, but the whisper revenue among institutional bulls is saying that it's higher. Investors are obsessed with the Rule of 40 score, as last quarter Palantir clocked in at 114%. If they stay above 100% this quarter, it proves that the hypergrowth is sustainable. However, keep an eye on insider selling, as CEO Alex Karp and other directors have sold over $160 million worth in shares over the last 3 months. Critics say that they're ringing the register at the top. Ultimately, you decide. So as you can see, we are on this 2-hour time frame here on Palantir using TradingView. But first of all, I want to run through the quick stats here of the company and to know what to expect during the implied volatility. So we have the earnings report of the next days. We'll do our analysis here and kind of project what Palantir is going to be doing over the next couple of trading sessions. So first of all, I want it to be dynamic, and I wanted to show you guys with these metrics here that the sellers initiated this heavy shorting position here on this date here, which was presented here a little bit before the earnings date here, so around November 3rd. We've been nothing but selling. We did see that selling decline. We saw support at this prior anchored VWAP from an important area of support that I will later mention from where that's from. We saw a nice bounce, and then we saw more supply being added again into Palantir around this general zone, which just triggered such an intense selling towards the downside here, and now towards the current overall prices that we see on Palantir at around $151. Now, this is where I believe that Palantir is going to see an enormous bounce here. First of all, we have two levels that are forming confluence or that are matching. We have this prior anchored VWAP support that was the overall bottom from the extreme sell-off that we saw last time. This was a bottom, and we saw a very nice movement here of around 29% or around 30% before we saw again the reversion. Now, I do believe that we can see that again here, especially as the RSI is signaling to us that we are oversold. Because we've been nothing but selling since this exact date, right? Which has been December 26th of last year. So what that gives to me is that the sellers are slowly starting to kind of retreat. Buyers are looking at this name and saying, hey, we can buy at these cheaper prices. Why not form a bid here? And Palantir, I believe, is going to find support at this level here, 152, and we're going to be seeing, a rally towards the levels of 166 here, which is a 50 EMA. This is my, blue dotted line here that I have on my chart, and then towards that, resistance level there of 177, which is the anchored VWAP resistance from this level. Because pretty much what it's saying is that the average short participant from this exact high is short at an average price of 177. So obviously they are still making money. They're still well within the trade, but as buyers slowly start to regain the ground, and they can get pretty much short squeezed. They have to cover their positions. That would trigger enormous buying here from part of Palantir. We also have to consider that if we zoom out towards a daily chart here of Palantir, this prior area of support is very important because that was the overall handoff or level that initiated the intense buying momentum after the April low. So we had obviously a heavy decline here beginning in February all the way towards the April lows, and then once we got above one of these anchored VWAPs, so the swing high, we triggered an anchored VWAP there, found the support, and every single dip that we had exactly from that date, so from April, that's where we found buyers. So here, and that was the most recent, and then this is occurring again. We even closed the day with another hammer candle here, signaling that buyers came up and they picked up the price here, especially from the overall seller. So I believe that Palantir can achieve a support level here, rally towards $166, then 177, and if there's a lot of buying momentum, I do believe that the stock can rally towards, again here, these highs of 198, but that would have to be overall a lot of buying demand, which I am sure that it will happen, but probably will find short-term resistance here on Palantir. So maybe the trajectory of the stock would be something like this. Obviously, and I'm saying that it's to scale, but we may find that resistance there, find some profit taking because we rallied quite well, kind of consolidate over time, and then slowly start to kind of regain that momentum, and then go towards 198, which would be my final price target here on this trade on Palantir. But apart from that, I am looking bullish. So now that we've seen Palantir on the overall daily chart, I want to look at the company a bit more on a quantitative side, specifically the overall qualitative side. So let's go towards Palantir using our proprietary TickerFlow AI platform, which is completely accessible to our Patreon memberships, simply $15 a month, 7-day free trial. So we'll do Palantir, and we'll go directly towards our qualitative analysis here, which does show everything from the strengths, the weaknesses, opportunities, and threats of the company that we are looking for. So some of the strengths here in Palantir is that it is a leader in AI and data analytics. As well, they do have strong government sector presence and high customer retention with very high expansion rates, which they are seeing. They have the ability to grow those existing accounts here. Now, some of the weaknesses of Palantir, and a lot of criticism comes from this, is that they have a very high valuation relative to their overall peers. This does concern investors, especially concerning the overall market cap and the valuation. But the company is seeing very high growth rates, so currently that is going to be sustained here on Palantir. Other thing is that they do depend very largely on government contracts, which makes it vulnerable for any fluctuations in government spending. As well, they are seeing a little bit of challenges in the international market expansion, especially in Europe, which is currently limiting a little bit of its global market penetration. Some of the opportunities here for Palantir is that there is still that growing global demand for AI and data analytics, which could overall expand the business and kind of allow for diversification of its client base, not just military use cases. As well, they have the ability to deploy new AI-powered products and features to their overall clients, to kind of satisfy that additional need for AI. Now, some of the big threats for the company is going to be intensifying competition in AI and data analytics. A lot of competitors are coming in here with established tech giants and innovative startups in the AI and data analytics space, which could impact its overall market share. Also, there's going to be some regulatory challenges relative to overall data privacy and AI governance. The company must navigate these evolving global data protection laws and AI governance regulations, which could affect its operations. and as well they are exposed to these economic downturns, which could affect overall client spending. But now that we've covered here this on Palantir, let's go towards the analyst price target. So simply using our overall ticker flow AI sensitive ease, we type in the ticker name and we get these overall price targets, so we can kind of also get a gauge on the valuation of the company. So we are seeing here with the current price being at around $151, the consensus price targets average being around $190. Now here we have a very important AI summary of the analyst consensus. So if we take a look at this here, analysts maintain a buy rating here on Palantir with an average 12-month price target of $190 per share, which does indicate a potential upside of approximately 13% from the current price action. A lot of this is being reflected with diverse opinions on the company's valuation and growth prospects, and key factors that are influencing recommendations include Palantir's strong revenue growth, strategic partnerships, and its focus on AI solutions. So we see here the majority Citigroup coming in with the buy, Truist Securities as well with the buy. B of A has the strongest buy here at around price target of $255, and Citigroup as well here, Tyler Radke has a price target valuation of $233 here per share. Additionally from that, we can do our AI chart analysis here on our platform. So simply what we can do is plot in here Palantir. So as well, something really cool about our platform here of Tickerflow AI is we can have our AI chart analysis. So simply what we do is plot the overall ticker, and we can upload a chart image. It doesn't matter what time frame it is. It can be the 1 minute, 5 minute, 15 minute, even hourly or daily. And simply what we can do is help analysts name with AI. So what this will do is going to be scanning for patterns based on our custom algorithm. It will be analyzing any indicators here that are looking at it, also be evaluating sentiment and generating those insights here. And it will also come with the forecast. So the short-term bearish sentiment is going to be here by the AI. It has a predicted range of 128, 130, very high confidence. The reasoning here is that given the recent down momentum, it is expected the price will continue to face selling pressure in the next session. Currently, however, there is a sustained break below this level, which could indicate further declines. Overall, the lack of bullish indicators reinforce a bearish outlook for the immediate future. We also see the AI key takeaways, so the price has broken below both the 50 and the 200-day moving averages. RSI does indicate oversold conditions, but it is trending downwards, suggesting short-term weakness, and there is a strong resistance at 174 here. So what I really like about this AI sentiment is that simply by uploading a reference of our chart and our overall ticker, we do get a short-term AI sentiment completely with the forecasting and also the confidence level being detected here as high here on Palantir. Now here's the bottom line. Palantir is currently a battleground between technical bearishness and fundamental hypergrowth. If you believe the agentic AI shift is the next industrial revolution, this level might be a gift. But if you believe that 111 PS ratio is a mathematical impossibility, then the 200-day moving average is just the beginning of a long way down. But I want to hear from you guys. Are you guys buying the day before February 2nd, or are you waiting for the $100.30 range? Drop a comment below, and remember, don't let the market sweep you guys out, and I'll see you guys on the next video.